Hey guys, welcome to another video. For today's video, we are going to be looking at the GTX 1660 Super. So, in a previous video, we had a look at the GTX 1650, and for today's video, we're going to unbox the GTX 1660 Super. So, the card we've got today is the MSI Ventus GTX 1660 Super. It's a 6 gig card and it's the OC edition. So bought it on the second-hand market. Pretty decent that it comes with packaging. Packaging's not great, but it's definitely better than nothing. So for the graphics card, it's a very good budget option at the moment. 2,000 Rand, second-hand market. Is a pretty good deal, and anything from 2,000 to maybe 2,800 Rand is pretty decent. In terms of specs, CUDA cores 1,408 with a core clock of 1,530 megahertz, a boost clock of 1,815 megahertz, and a memory bus of 192-bit, and for memory 6 gigs GDDR6, and the power connector for the card is a 1x8 pin. Okay, so let's get it out of the box and have a look. And there we go. So not a bad looking card, is definitely more on the cheaper looking end. Fairly decent plastic quality. For the heatsink, they moved away from the aluminium heatsink. For the backplate, it is a plastic backplate, and as you can see there, GTX 1660 Super Ventus OC. Really not a bad looking card. Silver accents, you might not like that so much. For the connector, 8 pin, you have got 2 fans for the heat pipes, 4 heat pipes from the center cold plate to the heat sinks. So pretty decent cooling. It is a 2-slot graphics card. For the outputs, you've got 3 display ports and 1 HDMI port. And the display ports are the 3 display ports are version 1.4a, and the HDMI port supports 4K 60. As for the dimensions for the card, you're looking at 204 millimeters, so 204 millimeters long by 128 millimeters by 42 millimeters high, so 2 slots. So yeah, not a bad looking card. In terms of performance, pretty decent if you're looking at 1080p low settings. Low, medium, esports titles, you can push high settings. But yeah, stay tuned for the benchmarks at the end of this so you can have a look at some of the performance, and I will be uploading benchmark videos for different types of games and as we test the card. Okay, so in one of the last videos we actually put together a unboxing and testing of the GTX 1660. So this card performs better than a 1060. So if you go to 1060, it's a fairly decent upgrade. I wouldn't say decent, but it's a newer card. Obviously this is not like a 3060 or a 40 series card. It is still bottom of the range budget, but 1080p gaming, if you're looking at budget 1080p gaming, that's a very good option. Okay, so in terms of performance between the GTX 1650, which we had in our last video, and the 1660, there is quite a big difference there. So if you do have like a 1650 and you are looking to upgrade, I mean, it's a fairly alright jump. 1660, 1660 Ti, 2060, I mean, if you can find those for a good price, definitely a good thing to look for if you're working your way up through the graphics cards. So you don't want to spend, what is it nowadays for a graphics card, 10,000 Rand for a graphics card, and it was actually what I did in the beginning. So what you do is you look for a little bit more performance. Let's say you're playing it in 1080p performance, whatever game you're looking at, whether it's Warzone or something. Start off with a cheap graphics card. Have a look around, save up some money, keep money aside just in case you find one of these pop up on the market, and then buy it, and then take your old card and sell it. I literally went from a RX 550 to a RX 560 to, I mean, some of the people won't even know some of these cards. RX 560, then I went from there to a 1060, 1070, and I literally went up every single step. I think I might have gone, 1070. I went to a 1080, I went to a 1080 Ti. After the 1080 Ti, the 20 series was a bit of a problem card, so I skipped the 20 series and I sat with a 1080 Ti for some time, like a year or so, and then I jumped over to a 3070. So you can gradually increase if you find a good quality card. A lot of times cards that are around about this price generally stay around about this price, so if you find a good deal, then it's a bonus. If you don't and you end up putting aside an extra 500 Rand for a graphics card that you're not going to get back, well, that you must decide on. But yeah, stay tuned for the benchmarks at the end of this so you can have a look at some of the performance, and I will be uploading benchmark videos for different types of games and as we test the card.